Killers kill prostitutes. Some serial killers kill young boys. Some serial killers kill homeless people. Some serial killers will let you live if you talk to them, if you get to know them, if they get to know you. Some serial killers will take pity while others won't. Is there such a thing as a bad seed when a baby is born? Is he already a serial killer, already made, or is he created by his own deeds and feelings throughout his life? I've always been fascinated with killers and crime and murder and death since I was 12, 13 years old. Normal, ordinary people do not think like a serial killer. They have no conception of what is going through a killer's mind.
Richard Ramirez, a heinous, despicable man who terrorized the people of Los Angeles, California from June 1984 to August 1985. During this year, he committed 13 counts of murder, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. He would prowl the streets at night, break into couples' home, bound the couple, commit acts of sexual assault, kill them, and then leave. However, what made him most notorious was that he did not resemble typical serial killers. He did not have the intricacies or the idiosyncrasies that differentiated him from normal killers. He would use every method he could to kill the unlucky victim by choking, stabbing, or shooting them. He would also use anything that was in the vicinity of the house to kill his target. His first documented crime that gained him infamy was the murder of Dale Yoshi Okazaki and Sai Lian Yu and the attempted murder of Maria Hernandez. On the night of April 10, 1984, Maria Hernandez pulled into the garage just before midnight at her apartment in Rosemead, Los Angeles. She shared her apartment with Dale Okazaki. As Maria left the garage, she saw a man dressed in black pointing a gun at her. Raising her hand and pleading not to shoot, he fired. The keys in her hand deflected the bullet and she was thrown backwards by the impact. Richard then savagely kicked her and stepped over her into the apartment. While Maria staggered to her feet, she heard the second shot and was confronted with Richard again as he ran out of her apartment. In the kitchen, she found Dale, dead with a bullet wound to her head. When Dale heard the first shot, she hid behind the kitchen counter, and when she peeked out, Richard fired the shot into her head. Maria was able to give the police a description of the attacker, and the police found a dark blue baseball cap with the letters AC/DC on the floor of the garage. In the same evening, Richard pulled Sai Lian Yu, a law student, out of her car in Monterey Park and shot her twice with a .22 handgun. She was dead upon arrival at the hospital. With 2 murders and 1 attempted murder in one night, he gained a lot of media attention. The media called the murderer with rotten teeth and bulging eyes the Valley Killer, the Walking Killer, and most notably later, the Night Stalker.
For some serial killers, it is the very act of killing another human being that is sexual to them. There is no protection against a mad killer, a mass murderer. And serial killers and most killers in general have a dead conscience. To detectives to apprehend serial killers, they need to get inside the mind of a serial killer. I think it is believed that Satan was the one that made music in heaven before he got thrown down into the pit. Satan is a stabilizing force in my life. There is a part of me that does believe in him.
Richard Ramirez would bear the letter S for Satanist, as his crime showed no empathy for his victim, and he succumbed to his carnal desires for murder, assault, and burglary. He was also an active Satan worshipper and made many remarks alluding to the infamous devil during court, proclaiming his devotion to Satanism. In addition, he would draw pentagrams on his victim's body and on the walls using the victim's blood, furthering his connection to Satan and showing no penitence or respect for the people he killed. Ramirez's childhood is also considered an influence on his crimes. Abused by his father, Ramirez began developing gruesome, macabre interests in his early and mid-teens from his older cousin, Miguel Mike Ramirez, who allegedly also taught him some of the military skills that he would go on to use during his year-long killing spree. His cousin was a Vietnam War veteran and showed him pictures of Vietnamese women tied to a tree, raped, mutilated, then killed, showing the same patterns that Ramirez would use as his modus operandi when he killed. Another event that solidifies his killer mindset is when the 11-year-old Richard Ramirez witnessed his cousin Miguel kill and shoot his wife after an argument. This event also carried on later, as the killer would often target families during his 1985 spree. First, he would murder the man of the household and then sexually assault the female. A basic psych evaluation suggests that the Night Stalker killed males who were symbolic of his father, and then he targeted females who reminded him of painful childhood memories. This begs the question of whether serial killers are made or born. Serial killers such as Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy also had a rough upbringing and turned out to be notorious serial killers during the 20th century. In thought, there's a connection between the childhood trauma that killers face and how they became infamous for murder. Had Richard Ramirez had a normal upbringing without the early exposure to violence and rape, would he still have become the infamous Night Stalker that terrorized California? We can only assume that there is a connection between the two, and that serial killers are not born but created in our contemporary society.